So, hello again, everyone. This is Plankara continuing to draw Manticore from Arknights. So, yesterday I learned something very interesting about my process. Something that I do often is I just kind of look at my picture throughout the day and just make very small adjustments, often without even bringing up my drawing tablet to properly draw, just with mouse and keyboard and basic move tool and all that. But I was being very particular about doing all of this on stream. So I had to resist the urge to just kind of poke with it for a while. And that was actually surprisingly difficult. Anyway, one of the things I decided was that I did want to try moving her head a little bit more to the side. Just a little bit, so it shouldn't take too long to kind of get it going. I have to adjust the eyes a little bit, but there's a lot of things that are probably going to have to be adjusted with the eyes. Oops. Drawing button. So that this way, with everything tilted a little bit more this way, maybe I could get away with doing something a little bit more like this. Uh-oh. Like, don't mind how cross-eyed she looks right now. We'll fix that in just a sec. Yeah, I kind of like that. Still kind of have to move her chin around and all of that. But yeah, it was a bit strange yesterday. Just looking at it, noticing some things that I needed to fix, but I was making a point not to actually fix any of them until I started streaming again. I just realized how often I'm just opening up the picture, taking a look, and just adjusting things a little bit. I think that defines a lot of my process, honestly. I've seen a lot of people act like, being an artist is just moving the image from your head onto a paper or some kind of canvas, and to an extent, but honestly, half the time, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just kind of try things, and eventually I find something I like. One thing I was noticing is just because of the angle of the shoulders here, if I'm actually wanting this to hang off her shoulders a little bit, it should go a little bit lower. And we'll have to connect the back a little bit, but that's doable. Just kinda. Pull this up just a little bit. And just poke around with it until I like how it is. It's okay. If there's anything wrong, we'll just fix it when the time comes to refine. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then, one other thing I wanted to try is I kind of wanted to make her head wings droop down a little bit. Or a little bit more sad. Just like sad cat ears or something. This part always takes me a little while. It's like once I kind of figure out how everything is supposed to look, and I like the way the composition is, the expression, and all of these things, everything starts going a lot faster, but this part always takes me a little while. This is where I get everything, where I decide how everything is actually going to look. It's like I said, it's not necessarily in my head right from the beginning. I honestly do just try things a lot. And I don't always know where I'm going. Keeps life exciting, you know? Just decide whether or not you like it, kind of have a general gist of what you want to try, and then just give it a shot. It's the beauty of digital. If you don't like it, you just revert. I think I'm actually going to push just a little bit further. Just a little bit. Make this eye just a little bit smaller, because the angle of her head is changing now, so now the eyes shouldn't necessarily just be the same size. And don't worry if it looks a little bit weird for a while. It's like I'll fix it eventually. And when you draw your own pictures, you can fix it too. It's okay, a lot of art is just a little bit of refinement until you get the result you're looking for. Let's make her cheeks a little bit squishy. I'm gonna hide her hands for a second because kinda need to be able to see her face a little more clearly. Start adjusting the angle like this. Like I said, I do struggle with figuring out how the jawline should be. It's probably one of the parts of the face that I consider the hardest. Makes me wonder how I was able to do the left-right angles on my model. That had a lot of random jaw angles to it, and that was very difficult for me. Raise this just a little bit, then just a little bit. Okay, we're gonna put our hands back now. Okay. Now I just want to play with the eyes just a little bit more because I moved her head just a little bit. Yeah, I like that. Would you look at that? I just changed the angle of her face in just a few minutes. Never be too attached to some of the stuff that you drew. It's like, if you come up with a better idea, just roll with it. You'll be happier in the long run. You'll just have the picture that's actually in your heart, instead of your first idea. The first idea isn't always the best. Sometimes it's the best. It's always nice when that happens. Saves you a lot of work. But in my experience, this is not normally the case. I will adjust the hair to go along with that. Try to get the shape of her head correct here. I don't think it should be covering her eye quite that much. So we'll pull it out just a little bit. And this is something that I really started to enjoy once I learned how to use layers properly, of just being able to suddenly adjust everything that I didn't like very quickly and easily. Like, seriously, look how easy that was. Took like hardly any time at all. And now suddenly her entire face is just angled differently. And then we just clean up the parts that are wrong now. And just those little spots right there. I think that's mostly correct. I think I probably need to adjust the eyes a little bit still. Maybe the chin. But first, before I do any of that, I wanted to try the open mouth again. Especially with this kind of, eye positioning. I thought that having the open mouth might be cute. Kinda like this. So I wanted to try again. Little triangle mouth. Right now I'm just using the skin shadow color as a placeholder. I'll probably change it to something pinker later, but for now this color is fine. I'm not actually sure. See, these little things can be tricky because it actually changes the kind of impression that it gives quite a lot. It's like I do think this one is cuter, but I'm still not quite sure if it's right. So we'll just leave her mouthless for a second while I decide and fix up some other things. Wanted to do some more work on the background and overall composition. We'll remove that layer for now. I don't think I need it anymore, and... oh, look at me. I was a bad planker and did not name my layers yesterday. So now I don't know what any of them are. I'll name them now before I forget. Okay. Fortunately, these ones are pretty straightforward, and I can kind of tell what was going on from the previews. So one thing I wasn't sure if I liked was just that there was this big ol' line of leaves just out there. Just being kind of boring. So I was thinking about moving one of them up into the foreground. And just make it bigger, put it up kind of up here. Something like that. Then we put some interesting looking shadows on her face or something. And when the time comes, we're just gonna blur that a lot. But I need it to be a little bit more refined first. Then we'll come back down to the trunks that we no longer need. I don't know if I like that trunk color yet, so I won't put trunks up there yet. And then we'll just try to maybe make this just a little bit more interesting. A little bit kind of behind her Alright, I'm gonna go look up some reference for Oasis. See what kind of things might be around. Besides animals, I don't really feel like drawing animals for this one. Okay, I don't really see any from, like, official Arknights art. I can see that there's kind of some smaller bushes and stuff I can do too. Actually looks like these big old palm trees are more common than the kind of tree that I drew. It's probably not too late to change my mind, but I also kind of like the way that kind of tree looks. Looks like the kind of tree that I drew is more common throughout the desert, so I might change it anyway. Let's see. We can just try it. Do I like kind of big ol' floofy palm trees more? We'll have some... They're kind of cool looking. Like, go very... They're almost kind of gravity defying. If I can find a good shot of them. Yeah, probably something around here. They kind of go up, and then they have all these leaves coming off. Definitely a bit harder to draw than the other kind that I was going with. They're much bigger and spikier. But it should be doable. Let's just... I don't know. I think I like these kind better. Maybe if it's not necessarily as realistic, but... I think these are just a little bit more orderly and nice looking. Oh, now we'll put in some bushes. I saw lots of, like, just little bushes and grasses and stuff. And other references I was seeing. Put in some more greenery down here. And maybe just a few more, a little bit over here. Something like that. Just add a little bit of context to the picture. Even though I'm not exactly sure what I'm going for. I don't have to know. I can just kind of pick something that I like the looks of. Let's add a little bit more right here. And then I can block this and just very subtly... Oh. Oops. I put this on the wrong layer. Let's try again. I do that sometimes. That said, I do need some of this color over here to get in proper proper depth here. Okay, we have fixed it. Now we'll push this one a little further back compared to that one. And then maybe... Can't I unlock you? There we go. Get a bit more Dunianness over here. And then I think I'm going to put in a sun. Nice, big, bright sun. Just kinda over here. Kinda by her head. That might be a little bit too big. Maybe I should put it out here. Gonna blur this considerably, so. And we're just gonna make it just a little bit of extra color in the background. Make everything look a little bit more interesting. Little light source. Well, probably one of many. And then I want to go into the sky and just darken the corners just a little bit. So for this, we're just going to take the sky color, set it to multiply, and just brush the corners a little bit. And just bring everything together a little bit more. And then we blur it. Alright. And then I want to put our brush back to normal so I don't forget. Because otherwise I totally will. I forget to do that all the time. It's really embarrassing. And I think I darkened it a little bit more than I wanted. So we're just going to go back over the base color just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so lots of work to do in the background still, but I think it's looking alright. Just a small little oasis. Alright, so now we'll go back to fixing up the eyes a little bit and getting all the proportions on the face correct. So this is something that you definitely want to get right, because the face is just so important. And if it looks even a little bit off, people will notice. They might not be able to tell you what's wrong, but they will notice, and it'll feel awkward, and they just won't like the picture as much as they could. So at this point, you'll probably see me flipping the canvas back and forth a lot, because one thing that can do is kind of give you a fresh perspective on what the picture looks like. Kind of a similar effect to looking away from the piece for a while. And you'll just notice things that you didn't before. Alright. Let's go back to trying to figure out this mouth. Make sure that everything is just in the correct place. It'll make it a little bit easier for me to tell which one I like better. I know a lot of this is my taste because the super cute ultra moe styles aren't my thing so much. So sometimes it can be a little bit hard for me to draw them. But I just had this image in my head and I really wanted to draw it. Even if it's a bit outside my usual wheelhouse. It's good to try new things sometimes. Maybe somewhere in the middle. Let's do a slight modification of this one. Just open it very slightly. No, I still think I prefer it closed. Alright. Okay, it's nice to have confirmation that, what I was going with is what I want to keep going with. Push the mouth up just a little bit since she's supposed to be looking up. I think her head looks a little bit small again, so make it a little bit bigger. Have it sit on her shoulders a little bit more, have it make it look like she's scrunched down and that we're looking down on her from above. Push down her hands a little bit with that. There we go. Okay, so I think at this point, it's time to really work on the eyes. I don't think I'm going to be able to make much more progress until I get those right. Before I even do that, though, I do want to just clear these shadows that are no longer correct and replace them with a few that are just rough and hair shadows. It makes it a little bit easier for me to tell where everything is going. Alright. Gotta get the perspective on the eyes a little bit better now. Just push everything in until I kind of like the way it looks. I do think I want to make the eye whites just a little bit rounder. I think they look a little bit weird that square, you know? Alright. We're gonna make her... I know I was worried about making her look a little bit too sad yesterday, but no, some other parts have changed, and I don't think she looks sad enough. So we're gonna push up her lower eye. Let the lower eyelash just a little bit. Put this part down just a little bit. And then we're gonna do the same thing for the other one. I change my mind a lot. Embrace it. Or at least I will. I enjoy embracing it like this. That lets me make stuff that I really enjoy. I think art is great when it's just a little bit spontaneous. You don't have to decide everything right away. Just try something, and if you like it, keep going. It'll be great. Alright, how are we looking? Yeah, I think I like that. We'll adjust her ears and stuff later. It's not really important. Gonna go start zooming in and cleaning up those eyes just a little bit. At this point, I don't think I need to keeping them separate like this, so I'm gonna start merging all the layers in the two groups together. I don't plan to animate this one, so I don't need to keep everything left and right separated. See, if I was gonna bring this into Inochi 2D for a little bit of animation, I would want to keep the left and right sides separated, so this way I can have them blink and all that, and it's just easier to mesh and move things when everything's on separate layers. But since we're not, I'm gonna just put them together and make my life easy. Stops the layer count from getting a little bit unwieldy. Alright, let's clean up these eyelashes. Let me go take another look at Manticore's official art. Yeah, her eyelashes are very thick and fluffy. So we're gonna make this a lot thicker. So now before I was duplicating the layers, or the entire eye group and just mirroring it to keep my life easy, but now that they're not just complete mirror images of each other, I'm probably just gonna draw them separately. I don't think I want that to go down quite that much. Just a little bit. My goodness, she looks so sad. Yeah, I think I like this expression. Get a little bit of wiggle in there. Her cheeks doing this. Now, cleaning is pretty straightforward. I just go over what I already drew, make the lines smooth. Or I guess I should say the shapes. The blobs. Whatever you want to call it. Get them nice and smooth. And then later I'll go draw some, like, fluffy eyelashes on stuff on them. The Manticore has really thick eyelashes, so we're gonna try to draw them nice and thick. Make them nice and cute. So her eyelashes are going to be down, so I'm going to want to draw the spikes kind of going this direction when the time comes. So I'm keeping that in mind when I'm drawing this shape to make them a little bit more droopy looking. Corner still has to go upward though, because otherwise I don't think it'll be quite as cute. And at this point, I'm just kind of believing in all the other decisions that I've made. So I'm trying not to alter angles or anything like that too much. I'm just trying to get the thickness and smoothness that I want. You notice right now I'm zoomed in at 100%. Most of the time I'm zoomed out much further. But sometimes when I'm smoothing things out, I will actually go in much closer than 100%. Sometimes I can go closer to 400% if I am so inclined. Just whatever makes it easy to get the smoothness that I want. I think I want here to be just a little bit rounder. Like I was saying last time, if you want things to be cute, make them round and squishy. Squishy things are much cuter than square things. It makes me very surprised that Manticore has such square eyes. Still manages to look very cute. And we'll just keep going. The bottom eyelash I think I'm going to make thinner. Let me make sure. Yeah, she doesn't have ultra thick bottom lashes. So this is more just a stylistic choice for me to include them, because I like including the bottom eyelashes. Only reason I don't include anything on this side is just because I draw the eyes so big that it'd look kind of weird to try to close things off on that side. We'll just make it fluff upward here just a little bit. kind of make it look like the cheek is pushing her eye up a little bit. And she's squinting a little. I don't have a very steady hand, so it can often take me a little while to get things as smooth as I want them. Considering I'm having this weird lag on my tablet lately. Probably from all the programmings I need to run in order to stream like this. It's proving a little challenging. But it's okay, I'll get it. Just gotta keep trying. I think that's probably good. So let's lean up the eye white a little bit. Get round. And actually, I was noticing when I was looking at Manticore's art that she kind of has this cute little dip right here, and I think that's cute, so we're gonna keep it. Yeah, that's very cute. I like it. See, this is why looking at stylized references can be very helpful too. It can give you ideas for how other artists have interpreted certain features. And then you can try it too. Life is better when we all steal each other's ideas. Take inspiration from everywhere. For some reason this little spot is just drooping a little bit more than everywhere else, so I need to kind of clean that up. Okay. So something like that. Let's go back to the eye white. We'll see how much I want to adjust that later. Round it off a little bit. Make it a bit cute. There we go. Alright. Now for the iris. A lot of the time I'll actually just... Yeah, let's do that. So I'll just delete this, and then I'll pick the size that I want it to be. And this way it'll be perfectly round. Let me get rid of the pupil too. Okay. I want them to be pretty big, because I think that'll make them look a little bit more innocent and cute. Something probably like this. Pupil. Hold on. Before I go to the pupil, it looks like I missed a spot in the eye white, and it was making some weird transparency there that I didn't want to deal with. Okay. Back to getting the pupil. I think to make her cute, I probably want it to be a little bit big. Yeah. And because of this, the way I did it, I can move it around a little bit in theory. If I change my mind a little. Oh yeah, I think that's looking pretty good for flats. Let's work on the other one a little bit. So similar idea here. Just gonna refine what I already drew. Make her eyelashes nice and thick, because Manticore's eyelashes are nice and thick. Draw this little spot that kind of comes down here. Taper things off nicely, make them nice and pointy. I think I want this coming out a little bit further. There we go. A little bit flatter here. So yeah, something like that. Get everything nice and sharp and crisp. Really push that eye up there. I found in some of my works that I'm a little bit too reserved in my facial expressions. It's like, this is anime. We can go hard. And it'll probably be better for it. Trying to get this nice and flat. I want it a bit round in the corner. And I still want this corner part to go upward. Yeah. Nice and thick up top. I might actually make this side a little thicker up top. See, even when you say something looks good enough for now, that doesn't mean you can't go back and change it a little if you have a good idea. It's alright, just try things. Digital is great for that. It's a lot harder to cleanly erase and just try things with traditional medium. But if you're drawing with digital, well, you can do whatever the heck you want. It's fine. You can change your mind as many times as you want. You can run as many experiments as you want, see what looks best. It's all good. What matters is having a good time while you do it and that you enjoy the final result when the time comes. So we're just gonna taper this off, make it look nice and pointy. That'll result in some very fluffy eyelashes when the time comes. I don't like to draw too many eyelash spikes too early on, just because I like to give myself lots of time to make sure I don't want to change the eyes too much more. Because if I do, oftentimes I'll have to redraw those spikes. So I just kind of try to get the gist. Smooth everything out as I like it, as though I'm trying to move toward the final version. And then I'll go back and change things as I want. Headphones are freaking out. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. They do that sometimes. Come on. I really do think the tapering on the corners of eyelashes is very important. Don't want it to be too blobby. Otherwise they won't look quite as soft. Like even this one might be a little bit too blobby. I really do like to get things very smooth when I can help it. That's why my art style just, when I draw like this, is very clean. I have a few different ones. Some of them are clean, some of them are not. But this particular one is very clean. So I work pretty hard. Just getting everything the right shape and making sure there's no blurry parts, no blobby parts. Just nice and smooth. See, like right here. Right here is very blobby. We're gonna clean that up and make it less blobby. There we go. Get that little shape from the cheek pushing up, looking really cute. This little curve right here. I think it looks very cute. Nice and round. Nice and sad looking. Yeah. Let's get this looking a little bit less blobby. This little part is very delicate. I want to make sure it's nice and thin, nice and straight, nice and smooth. When it comes to faces, eyes are especially important, and this is doubly so when it comes to anime. So I always like to take a little bit of extra time to make sure that they're very nice. Clean up her eye white a little bit. See here how it's kind of blurry from all the moving around that I did. Very important to clean that up and make it smooth. At least for me. It might not be so important with your art style. That's okay. Sometimes I might think I might clean things a little excessively. Makes it take longer than it has to, but that's okay. I like the way it looks in the end, and I think that's worth just a little bit of extra effort. I think I missed a spot over here, so let me just lob that in. Okay. Make sure everything over here is gone. Alright. So now we're gonna look at about how big I made this side. And then make it just a little bit bigger due to the angle of the face. Probably somewhere right around here. And then again with the pupil. There we go. And just a little bit bigger. I think I overdid it. That's okay. We will fix that. Move things around as needed. When in doubt, try again. I'm pretty sure that's still in the wrong spot. but, yeah, I pushed it a little bit too far to the right, so we'll move it back over. It's not gonna let me. Okay, we'll group these then. Being creative when it doesn't let you move multiple layers at once, you can just put them in a group real quick, and then you can. There we go. That's looking a bit better. I might still need to move things around a little bit, but that's pretty normal. It's okay to just keep adjusting things until you like it. Especially for something as critical as the face. Let's turn our hair back on. It's looking a little off for some reason. I'm not quite sure why yet, so I'm gonna go work on a different part, and we'll take a look at that later. I'm gonna hide the hands. Let me actually just put all of this in a group so I can hide it quickly. We're gonna work on our jaw. So the reason that I'm just going to work on a different part is because sometimes I just need to look away from a specific area that I've been staring at for too long. When I can tell that something's wrong, but I'm not sure what immediately. And looking away for a little while and coming back with fresh eyes can be very, very helpful. Give her a bit of a pointy chin. Probably don't want the edge of the face to be quite that thick. We'll just let it fade. There we go. It's like I want her chin to be kind of pointy, but I also want it to be kind of round, so this way she'll be cute. I want to make it look like she can kill people with her chin. That's what her tail is for. She doesn't need an extra weapon in her chin. Am I being a little bit too thick here? I might be. Maybe I should erase just a little bit more right here. Make the angle just a little bit different here. Alright, might have overdone it just a little bit. I think it's less the angle, more the location. Like I said, jaw and cheeks, still hard for me. But it's all the more reason to just kind of keep prodding at it until I think it looks right. Never give up. Never compromise on something as important as the face. Okay. So I think I might have overdone this part just a little. I'll lower it down just a little. And don't worry, it's pretty normal for my faces to look a little, wonky before I go back and fix them. It often takes me a couple of tries. Just gonna put the blush in a quick group so I can move it all together. So go all the way across the face now. Okay. We'll hide this one then. Because I do need these two a little further over. And I do need this a little further over too. Those lines are a little messy and I will probably... yes. Now the overlay isn't being applied properly. Just have to take them out. We can push them back and forth and put them in the group, and I just need to move them around. Is that part of the hair? Notice a little speck there. You get that out of there. There we go. Alright, well the first thing I want to do, I want to make them a little bit darker, so I'm going to pick a darker color here. We're just going to mix it onto her hair. Saturation's getting a little bit high there, so let's try the other method. I use a desaturated purple and multiply. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. We just lighten it up just a little bit. Maybe not quite that much. Yeah, around there. Okay. So I'm going to apply this color to the eyelashes and the eyebrows. I like making them the same color as the hair, but darker. Often, colors I use in the shadows of the hair. Anime characters pretty often have light skin, so having a nice dark color there typically looks nice. Just gonna fix the corner of the mouth here because it's bothering me. I always just like to go poke at whatever's bothering me in the moment. Alright. I think this eye might just be a little bit big. Just a little bit. And this one a little bit wide. And then I do think that the black part of the eye might be a little bit too big. Maybe not. It can always be so hard to tell. Oh, that's right. Now I do want to rotate it a little bit. I just forgot that I had to hit enter before switching to a new transform tool. Okay. So now we can do liquify. Actually, before I do that, I want to lock this part so that it doesn't move, and I just move the eyelashes and the eye white. We're just trying to adjust perspective a little bit here. So I think that might be what's wrong. How do I have a selection? I probably do. Get rid of it. I can move this one just a little bit too. And just pull things around just a little. See if I can't get it looking the way I want it to. Just pull everything a little bit more this way. This is just a little bit less strong. Okay. I think that's a little bit better. Maybe the pupils are too big. I wasn't quite sure on that. If I wanted them to be big or small. They look better small? No, they do look better small. I should look cross-eyed for a second until I go put this one in the correct spot. Okay, yeah, that looks a little better. And then I think that this is a little bit too strong. We'll flatten it out just a little. Alright, I think I will leave it there for today. Thank you for stopping by. If you have anything that you would like me to see, please feel free to tag me on or DM me on Twitter or Instagram. I would absolutely love to see that everything that you make, whether that be drawing or writing or game design or coding or, you know, anything. Anything that you've made. I'd love to see it. So, I'll see you next time. Wrong one.